oftentimes as superintendent, I joke sometimes that he's the coge queja, right? Like, usually when parents want to talk to me, it's usually because they've had a negative experience at a school. And I always start the conversation with, hey, I'm sorry this happened to you. Have you had a conversation with the principal to try to resolve this at the building level? And a lot of times that hasn't happened. And I'm happy to facilitate making sure that happens. And oftentimes those issues are resolved. I'm not like the mayor. The mayor, I think he does a great job on social media. I try to stay off of social media because I know that the majority of our families are not communicating that way. And, I've heard a lot of things like, oh, that school is crazy and this and that. And, a school committee member would come to me and tell me, Anthony, what's going on? And I would say, hey, come walk with me. Let's go to that school. Is that the impression that you've gotten at that school? And 95% of the time it's like, oh, okay. So I think we got to use all of our tools. We got to rely on our principals to, and their plans to engage the community. My door is always open, but usually when it's a concern, I try to make sure that the school is addressing that concern through their family engagement coordinator, through conversations themselves. And when families aren't happy with that, they're always welcome to come talk to me and Mr. Mogel. He's the executive director of Student and Family Experience. We have a commitment to hear from our families, like formally every single year we do our panorama survey, and we survey all families, all students, and all staff members. And we take that seriously. We want to know how we're doing and what we can do better. And that's part of our normal practice. In addition to all the other ways that we communicate with families, we kind of pressure check ourselves every year, temperature check, like how are we doing and what do we want to see improved? And we come up with plans every year to make sure, like, hey, families said they don't feel safe. What are we doing around safety? Students are saying they don't feel like they belong. What are we doing about making sure students are engaged and feeling like they're belonging? And that's our approach. We really care about our families, and we know, we have a motto, Juntos Podemos, together we can. It's not gonna be a superintendent. It's gonna be a whole community of people that come together. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited for local control, because too often I would hear, it's not us, it's the state. And now that is out of the question. Like, we have to come together. We have to work together. This is our district. And if we really want things to get better, then we got to work together and do it. And parents are our partners.
And the job of the superintendent, just as much as the job of the mayor, when I say I lead through the lens of management, you can't make everyone happy, but if you focus on the policies you create, the direction you're trying to go, the feedback you're getting, hey, people are not feeling safe. What do you're getting closer to ensure that you're providing the services, the best services. But in public controlled government, like not every group or person is going to be 100% happy, right? And again, at some point, decisions need to be made. You got to move forward, but you have to make sure that those decisions are being made within the confinements of, well, first of all, your obligation as a school district, and then you have your the policies, the procedures, the expectations, the commitments and whatnot. And that's that's what makes this role hard. And so when folks come into an important role such as this, or any local government leadership role, we have a very diverse community and perspective. Not every corner of our city is the same. We have people in different income levels, different languages that they speak, and you get one superintendent, right? And you get one mayor, and so you have to facilitate all of that and get to the outcome, the desired outcome you're looking for. And, you know, as a leader, got to understand, take a step back and understand, like, okay, I know that this decision might not make this parent happy or this group or happy or whatever, but you're keeping the focus on the student, you're keeping it focused on safety, the confinements of the laws and whatever the case. But yeah, we're excited to go now into local control. Like, I think there's a lot of work done on the systems management and making sure that government has a functional, collaborative, all hands on deck system so we can get cooperation and make decisions together and get the outcomes we're looking for. When we were in local control, people weren't happy when we were in local control, right? Receivership comes in and people aren't happy, groups aren't happy, we're in receiver. And that's why he's saying, man, I can't wait till receiver leaves to see what the temperature is going to be like after that. And that's largely because people, you know, in government, public managed institutions, perspectives, personalities, people have different thoughts, ideas, experiences, different circumstances, and that's just how it is. And the leaders got to manage all of that. And that's okay if people don't, you know, like the outcome of a decision. Like, at least you did what you did. You were as intentional. You were proactive. You know, you listened. You acknowledged. You're hitting all those important leadership qualities to help, like, facilitate and come to a conclusion that gets you closer to the best possible outcome of whatever the decision might be.